Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by Uni in partnership with UNIMORE. My name is Federica, nice to meet you all, and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of Uni. I see here that the first people are already starting to join me, so we're gonna wait just a few minutes before starting to allow everyone to connect. In the meantime, feel free to say hi on our chat here on Zoom, and please tell us where are you from. We are curious. Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us and thank our panelists for being here with us today. As you can see, I'm not alone. So I see that many more students have joined us in the meantime. So I will introduce you all to the upcoming panelists. Aaron Zoccarato, International Relation Office, Professor Manuel Iori, Professor of Operations Research, Professor Paolo Bordone, Professor of Theoretical Physics, and Mrs. Ida Michela Malizia, Students' Benefits and Right to Study Office. Welcome all, and it's a pleasure to have you here. So today our speakers will provide you with some insight into the admission process, and we're going to explore 3 programs in the area of engineering. You also have the possibility to interact with our speakers and ask them questions. Talking about that, I'd like to remind you that at the end of the presentation, we will have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask direct questions to the panelists. So don't be shy and just type all the questions in the Q&A section here on Zoom, and we will go through them at the end of the webinar. Also, for those of you interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni for this webinar, stay tuned because we'll post the link at the end of the session. So I think that we can continue with our agenda. So while welcoming those who just joined us, in the meantime, I leave the floor to our panelists.
Good morning, everybody. We are glad that you are joining this webinar about UNIMORE master's degree courses taught in English. My name is Aaron Zoccarato, and I'm an employee of the International Relations Office of the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia. Just a couple of words about our university. The University of Modena and Reggio Emilia, or better UNIMORE, was founded in 1175 and is one of the eldest universities in Europe. It is settled in the north of Italy, in Emilia-Romagna, which is one of the wealthiest regions of Italy. It is one of the most multidisciplinary, active and dynamic universities in the world, with more than 26,000 students, 13 departments, 1 faculty, 1 school of engineering, and 17 PhD programs. Now, a short video about our master's degree programs taught in English.
Hi, my name is Nicolas. I study Advanced Automotive Engineering, and while studying in Munich and UNIMORE, I found myself in a very challenging but inspiring environment full of opportunities to develop state-of-the-art technologies in some of the most legendary companies in the automotive field. I've also been able to discover stunning landscapes and the delicious food of this region.
Hi, my name is Khuraman. I'm from Azerbaijan. We all know that best practice is based on best performance. If you want to dive into Italian culture and be surrounded by professionals, you have to definitely choose Modena and Reggio University, and you will never regret it. Good luck!
Thank you very much for your attention, and we are waiting for you at Unimore. Now I leave the floor to Professor Iori.
Thank you, Aaron.
You're very welcome.
So, first of all, I share my screen. Can you kindly confirm that you can see the slides?
Yes, it works.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you very much for being here. So, in about, let's say, 10 minutes, I will try to explain you what we are doing in the master's degree in digital automation engineering. So, as Aaron told you, UNIMORE is divided into multiple cities. So, digital automation engineering is based in Reggio Emilia, one of these cities, and is actually given entirely in English, and it aims to train engineers and to make them able to manage complex automated systems. So we would like to manage what we call the digital revolution and focus on mathematics, computer science, and technologies. This is aimed at creating people that can both deal with physical automation. So we want to move with robots, freight, and things that are physical and maybe that are heavy. And also the so-called virtual automation. So think about bots or artificial intelligence. So we want to create algorithms that can deal with automation from an administrative point of view. So for those people that are in office. So about that, I can say that the activities are very interdisciplinary and innovative. The course belongs to a class of degrees, master degrees, which is called LM25 in Italy, and it's well known. There are 16 such degrees in Italy, but ours is the only one with a clear focus on computer science. So among the main topics field, we have since we are the last among these automation engineering courses, we are the one that included artificial intelligence from the very beginning. So you will have a basis at the beginning on optimization, statistics, artificial intelligence, and then you will use this basis to study CAD/CAM, simulations, electronic, mechatronics, and at the end, robotics and automation. To enter, please consider that all information is available at our website, www.dae.unimore.it. There is no limited number, so free access, but you need to have some prerequisites. First of all, your score should be higher than 2/3 of the maximum score of your university, or within the best 30% of your reference group. That should be reported in your transcript of records that you will upload during your inscription. And you should also have a background from core subjects, in particular mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Don't worry too much about the ECTS, which are the European Credit Transfer System. So let's say that you should have a basis on mathematics, physics, and chemistry. We will have a look at that once you upload your documents. You should also have given a course in computer science And then you should also have a knowledge in automatic control, and then possibly electric drives and applied mechanics. If you don't have all these knowledges, then we will ask you to give a small preliminary exam that can be given online. In addition to that, you should have a good knowledge of English, and the B2 certificate is required. You can find a large list of certificates that are accepted. In addition, if your degree has been given in English, so if you already followed your degree in English, this is okay for us. So this is equivalent to a B2 level. So either this degree in English or a B2 certificate. We have two buildings where we teach. You can see them here. The first building is used during the first year, and it's close to the train station of Reggio Emilia. You can see here the city, and that's the first building. It's pretty new, and it's called Parco Innovazione. We have several courses there, including economy, communication, and management, and mechatronics. For the second year, you will move to another building, which is not very far away, so that's walking distance, and there you will have the laboratories, so mechatronics, IT, and management laboratories. The DAE, the Digital Automation Engineering course, is divided into a first year, which is common for all students. There you will study core and compulsory subjects. Then during the second year, you can select your preferred, let's say, path. Students will be divided into 3 curricula according to their choices. So digital infrastructure, digital design, and digital manufacturing. I will tell you about that in the next few slides. At the end of the second year, in particular, the second semester of the second year, you will have elective courses that you can choose from a large list, and you will do your internship and thesis. The internship is an important part in our study. It amounts to 600 hours, and will provide you with connections to several companies and industries, both here in Modena and Reggio Emilia or abroad. On the basis of your internship, then you will do your master thesis. So the first year, as I was saying before, comprises fundamental skills. So statistics, optimization, that's what I'm teaching, by the way, optimization methods for engineering processes. Then you will have artificial intelligence and data science. Then you will study a bit of simulation, probability, then robotics, electric drives, and then automated plants. That's already at the beginning of the second year. Then you will have the option to choose the curriculum you prefer. If you are more keen on IT, then I suggest digital infrastructure, where you will have control systems, Internet of Things, systems for data acquisition, and then high performance computing. If instead you prefer the mechanical part of automation, so you are more interested in the products, then I suggest digital design, the second curriculum. Here you will have multiphysics flow modeling, again thermofluid dynamics, then simulation for machine design, how to create those robots, and then product design and digital development. So this is really based on the product, while the first one was based on IT infrastructure. And the last curriculum is more related to the management of automated plants. So you will have solutions for smart manufacturing, again, material design and optimization. You will then check something that is really related to management, which is sustainability and digital transformation, and then organizing for digital transformation. So each curriculum has 4 courses, and you have to select 2 elective courses, which are taken from the remaining 2 curricula. So you will choose 4 courses for your curriculum, and then you have 8 remaining courses, and among these 8, you will have to choose 2. During the final semester, apart from the elective courses, you may take laboratory activities, then do internship in companies and organizations. We have several companies that are hosting our students, and we have several agreements with foreign universities and research centers, both abroad, in Europe and outside. In this moment, we have students at the CERN in Geneva, where they are doing what we call a challenge-based innovation. It's a large project for innovation. We have students in Melbourne and in Japan during the overseas project. And we also have students in European Space Agency in Germany. The other students are around here. They work in digital automation. For example, we do a lot of ceramic tile productions, or we do a lot of automotive productions. So we have companies like Ferrari and Maserati here close to us. Or they also work in automation in offices. For example, we work with banks where the students can produce algorithms. The code we use, the programming code we use is Python, and that is common to all our classes. The interest of our companies in this degree is very high, and indeed every year we have a number of grants. So Credem, which is a bank, and Emily, which is an interface company, or Electric 80, which is producing automated guided vehicles. They provided us with grants. Also this year they have given us grants. So 2 students among the ones selected will be able to follow all the classes, let's say for free, because the inscription fees will be paid by the companies. We have a few next events, and I'm going to conclude with the next slide. We are organizing 3 other small webinars to present the details of the 3 curricula. Digital infrastructure, design and manufacturing. You can find them online by scanning the QR code you can see here on the 4th of June, 11th of June, and 18th of June. These are small webinars intended to last half an hour, and during this half an hour you will meet students. So during each webinar there is a professor that is going to describe more in detail the 4 courses of the curriculum, but there is also a student who's going to tell you about his or her internship activity. So by concluding, you can already apply to the course. You can see here our a link for the admission procedure. Again, you can check for simplicity www.dae.unimore.it, where you can find also the link to the admission procedure, and you can contact us at the dedicated email info.dae@unimore.it. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any question, you will let me know in the question and answer session. Thank you again. So I'll be happy to leave the stage to Paolo.
Thanks a lot. Good afternoon to everybody. Let me check if I can share my image. I hope so. Can you see it? Can you see my image? Okay.
Yes, it works.
Let's see if I go now in the presentation mode. And if it, no, okay, now it works. So we belong to the Department of Physics, Informatics, and Mathematics. And our master degree is specifically in physics. And as you have heard already, we are acting in a quite lively context. There are other departments strictly close to us. We have basic science, engineering, medicine, applied sciences. We have a strong interaction with the National Research Institute, specifically CNR Nano Institute devoted to nanostructure and nanophysics, ENFN. We have interaction with the technopoles, with the hospital, and with companies, as you have heard before, automotive, biomedical, ceramics, food and packaging, and so on. And most of all, we are strongly devoted to research. We have bachelor degrees, the master degrees, and also the graduate school in physics. and a strong interaction with the national and international research center. We have international network of internet of research and training. So it's quite a lively community from the point of view of research, and there are a lot of opportunities and a very high rate of occupation, I think around 100%. To get enrolled, you need a strong background in physics and mathematics. This is something we'll verify considering your application. And okay, our class, our course is organizing starting from the very beginning, from the first year in 3 curricula. One is called Theoretical and Computational Physics, and the other one is Experimental Nanophysics and Quantum Technologies, and then Biophysics and Applied Physics. So the student has to make an option starting from the beginning, choosing one of these 3 curriculum. And then the general characteristic is that we have to face 12 exams in selected area of physics, both theoretical and experimental. You will have, in some cases, compulsory courses. It means that in 2 of these curricula, you have 4 mandatory classes, and in one there are no. And then you have more 2 free choice exams. It means that you can pick classes from the other curricula, the other 2 curricula, or even from other degrees related, hopefully, to your formation, specific formation of physicists, for example, from mathematics, computer science, engineering, chemistry, and something like this, and so on. And then there are special programs. I will tell you something later on. So just to give the detail, for example, talking about the theoretical and computational physics, we basically ranging over all the branches of physics available. So we have fundamental physics, applied physics, and so on. I will give you some more detail now. Let's say theoretical and computational physics, the keywords we can say some keyword: fundamental interaction, gauge and string theories, standard model, general relativity, astrophysics, quantum computation, method of simulation of matter, simulation of inorganic and organic matter, nanomaterials, biologic matter, surface nanodevices, advanced computational methods, and so on. So as you see, once you have chosen one specific curriculum, then you can design your own study plan within some constraint, of course. The constraint, I'll give you an example here. For example, in this kind of curriculum, we have 4 mandatory classes, which are in this case advanced quantum mechanics, quantum field theory, statistical mechanics and phase transitions, and fundamental condensed matter physics. And then you can pick 4 among this list of classes possible. Then you have to pick 2 classes among this bunch, structure of matter and particles. And then in the second year, since this is a theoretical formation, you have to pick some laboratory, some experimental classes. In this case, can choose between magnetism, spintronics, and quantum technology, and synchrotron radiation, basic and application. So this is very focused for theoretical, both fundamental interaction, condensed matter, computational physics, astrophysics. You can find almost everything from the theoretical point of view. Then we have a curriculum: experimental nanophysics and quantum technology. Of course, here the focus is on the experimental part, more applied part. Also, in this case, we have mandatory classes, which are mainly laboratory. As you can see, laboratory of nanostructure, magnetism, laboratory of electron microscopy and holography, synchrotron radiation, basic application. Then here in this case, you have to pick 3 courses among this list, and then 3 more among these classes. And in the second year, you have to complete your formation. You apply using some theoretical classes. Plus, always in the second year, you can pick 2 free choice classes. As I told you before, it means that you can choose courses belonging to different curricula or belonging also to different degree. Basically, the last curriculum is the most free somehow, is biophysics and applied physics. In this case, you have no mandatory classes, and then you have to pick classes following the rules that you see here among these bunches of courses that you can see all together just to form your specific study plan that will be validated by us. To help students in the process, we provide some pre-compiled study plan. It means that according to possible branches or choices, we suggest possible study plan that of course, you can correct, always keeping the constraint that I told you before. So in this case, we suggest 8 possible study plan, theoretically condensed, one called theoretical condensed matter physics, one called theoretical physics of fundamental interaction. Then we have computational material physics, theoretical, then computational astrophysics, quantum science and technologies, nanophysics and nanotechnologies, physics of biological system, applied physics. These are just suggestions, just for helping students in making the choice of the right study plan. The study plan can be changed a number of times, basically 2 times per year. So if you change your mind, if nothing happened, you can change the classes. You have to fill your study plan usually in December, January of the first year, and then again you can change it in May, and then again September of the next year, and then again in the springtime of the last year. Of course, the course is lasted 2 years, is completely taught in English, as you can imagine. Then we have special programs. Program of excellence is somehow connected with the PhD school for very brilliant student. Then we have for the second year, of course, the Erasmus partnership. We have 5 partnership right now: Oviedo, Cordoba, Montpellier, Nijmegen, Vilnius, and guiding classes guiding to the job market. Of course, something that I forgot. The second semester of the second year should be devoted to the master thesis. So the idea is 6 months devoted to a research thesis, which is very important for us. Choosing a tutor among the professor of our department. And then in this idea, you conclude, once you have prepared your thesis, then there is a discussion in front of the committee to get the final degree. Usually, as I told you, the thesis is supposed to be somehow innovative, so a research thesis. Something that I would like to stress is that the number of students is low. We have around typically 20 students per year. And this means that usually classes are small. There are few students per classes. And this is usually a very good advantage for students because the interaction with the teacher is very strict and very profuse. And so always the students have been quite satisfied by this but the possibility of having such a strict relation with the teacher following the problem of the single student. And then we have flexibility, as I told you. We can interoperate between among curricula. And then, as I told you, we have an international environment, Erasmus. We have always, usually every year, we have visiting professor from other countries giving classes. And then Modena, you have heard already that is a small but lively, well-connected city. The standard level of life is very high. And for enrolling, we evaluate your background in classical and quantum physics of atoms and molecules. This is for us quite important to have at least a decent knowledge of quantum mechanics, because the master just starting from the idea that you know quantum mechanics, and basically most of the classes are based on a good knowledge of quantum mechanics. Then we require a B2 level certification of English language proficiencies, or, as my colleague told before, if you took a degree in your country completely in English, this is good enough for us. So, just to finish, we started the lesson this year, September 22nd, and then the enrollment deadline is December 18th. But I don't know if I can say this. Usually, maybe my colleague can confirm this. Usually, for foreign student, the last year at least it was in this way. For foreign student, the deadline was extended up to February. Every year, of course, is a new decision, but this is because we know that there are trouble for the student in getting the visa. So sometimes there are delay in getting the visa. So I suppose that there should be something similar also this year. I can't be sure, but we hope so. So I think that's it, and thank you for your attention. Okay.
So now the Students Benefit and Right to Study Office with our colleague Ida Michela Malizia. Please, Ida.
Thank you, Aaron, for introducing me. Good morning or good evening, depending on where you are connecting from. This is Ida from Student Services Office, and in this session, I'm going to talk about benefits for international students. As Student Service Office, we provide you benefits and services in collaboration with ERGO, which is the regional authority for the right to higher education here in Emilia-Romagna region. Actually, UNIMORE and ERGO support students throughout their career, issuing the calls and setting out terms, rules, and conditions to access benefits. This means that at ERGO's website, you can apply for many benefits, such as scholarship, accommodation, catering and dining service, which are benefits directly run and managed by ERGO. And on the other side, at ERGO's website, you can also apply for no tax area or fee reduction, flat tax, and other financial aid. So, as you can see, every institution is responsible for its own benefits. I'm quite sure that every one of you knows the meaning of the listed benefits, but to sum up, the scholarship is an amount of money offered by ERGO to support your studies. Accommodation means to stay at ERGO's residences, and catering dining service, as you can imagine, is the possibility to access the canteen at a reduced price. Now, what should you do if you are interested in fee reduction or fee exemption? Basically, you have two options when applying online at Ergo's website. First of all, on the one hand, you can apply for no tax area or fee reduction. In this case, you have to collect your foreign income and assets documentation and, of course, apply online at Ergo's website. In this case, your fees will be calculated according to your economic condition. On the other hand, you can apply for flat tax. In this case, without collecting your foreign income and assets documentation, you just apply online at Ergo's website. In this case, your fees will be calculated according to a notional ISE. This means that we have calculated an economic condition depending on your home country. So to sum up, if you choose a no tax area fee reduction, your documentation about economic condition is required and compulsory. In this case, the amount of money, so the amount of fees you have to pay to be enrolled may change after Ergo's check. If, on the other hand, you want to apply for flat tax, no documentation is required, and the fee amount won't change under any circumstances. So that's it. We will focus on them right now, but these are the key information. Let's focus on no tax area fee reduction. So your first choice. No tax means that low-income students, when we say low-income students, it means students whose household income is less than 27,000 euros. So we have a comparison with our currency, of course. And these students are eligible for total fee exemption. If you apply for total fee exemption, it means that no tuition is required except for a minimum amount, which is approximately 160 euros. As a freshman, you have this exemption just according to your household income. So it means on the basis of your economic condition. On second year onwards, you have to meet academic requirements. So it means that you have to collect credits, and you collect credits every time you sit an exam and you succeed in passing it. Of course, if you are interested in no tax area or fee reduction, you have to apply online. This is very important. I want to stress it. And Ergo has a dedicated page where you can check out the documents which are required. Because as we said before, let's stress it, if you want to apply for no tax area or fee reduction, you have to provide your foreign income and assets documentation. On the other hand, so your second choice can be flat tax, so you can apply for flat tax. This means that if you come from specific extra-European countries, you can apply for a fixed amount of fee, which is called flat tax. Also, in this case, you have to apply online at Argos, but it's quite simple. It's simpler. It's easier than no tax because, as we said before, no documentation about foreign income and assets is required. And as we said before, your fees won't change because they are calculated according to your notional ISE. We call this notional ISE, which is an economic condition that we calculated according to your home country. Just to give an example, low-income students eligible for flat tax as freshmen pay approximately 510 euros. So you have to make your choice. You can't have them both. You have to choose. You have to make your choice. So just one choice is possible. No tax area, fee reduction, or flat tax. Let's go on focusing on other financial aid UNIMORE students can benefit. STEAM courses, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics courses, benefit from specific grants to boost students' education, especially for women. These benefits are given, are provided by the ministry, and this call is published every year because it's specifically dedicated to women because it's quite challenging to have women in STEM courses. Moreover, local and national institutions and companies provide our students with scholarship and economic award because, as my colleague said before, our university is located in a very vibrant and rich region. Here you have some basic rules to successfully apply for benefits. Please remember that you must apply by the deadline. Deadlines is a key word here because deadlines are mandatory for all students. That's why it's possible for you to apply even before your university application is finalized, even before your enrollment is approved. For this reason, you are kindly invited to check out official calls at Ergo's website and make sure you meet the deadlines and you comply with all requirements. This is very important. Another relevant information is that you must apply every academic year to have the benefits. So you have to go through the Ergo procedure every year to apply for benefits. If you are interested in accommodation, scholarship, no tax area, canteen service, you have to submit all the required documents because Ergo must know your economic condition. Documents, as I said before, are related to the composition and the economic condition of your family of origin. That's why it's so important if you want to apply for benefits that your documents are fine, are correct and updated and complete also. These documents must be translated into Italian and legalized by specific deadlines. At Ergo's website, as I said before, it's possible to check out the list. Documents, as I said before, must be complete, correct, and updated. So don't decide on your own what is necessary and what is not, but please stick to the rules. Okay, my presentation is now over. Thank you very much for your interest. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer during the Q&A session. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back, and thank you for your presentation. I want to thank all the panelists for the useful testimonials. And now we're ready to answer questions from our participants. So I'll start with the first one. What kind of hands-on or practical experiences can students expect during their studies? Anyone can answer.
Do you want me to start and then Paolo, you can continue?
Of course.
So we have laboratories in IT, so they will learn how to program. And then we visit companies, so we'll visit at least E80, which is a company producing automated guided vehicles. And there are also laboratory in mechatronics where they will learn some aspects related to smart systems for data acquisition. So Internet of Things and smart systems for data acquisitions. That's what they get during their studies. Most of the hand-on work is made during the internship and the thesis, where they will spend 600 hours in a company. So there they will have the opportunity to work on their future job. Thank you.
Okay, I can add something. We have a slightly different attitude. It means, of course, we have theoretical classes. It means just frontal lectures and a lot of laboratories, and where you make your own experience trying to perform your own experiments if you can. And then so this is typically very academic. Everything is basically for us inside the academia. And so classes, theoretical, and laboratories. And then, of course, at the end, during your experience of thesis, then things may change a little bit. It seems that in the sense that if you choose some theoretical approach, then you will join some theoretical group trying to help the group in developing some research from computational or analytical point of view. Or if you choose for an experimental thesis, then you will attend the laboratories with the professor and the co-workers, trying to learn how to use the devices and perform measurement by yourself, hopefully. And so this is much more academically related. Maybe you can have the chance to have your experience in some foreign country if your professor have contact. So maybe you can spend some time abroad, but we have much less connection, also connection with the companies, with factories, depending on the kind of thesis that you choose. If you choose a more applied thesis or a more a thesis more research oriented.
Thank you so much. So, next question. Do you offer any construction or project management courses?
Maybe this is for Aaron. I'm not aware of any construction course, and no, I don't know about that. I don't know to answer
I
this
didn't
one.
understand very well the question. Sorry. If there are constructed
So
courses,
construction or project management courses in the during the engineering masters.
During the engineering master, so it's me.
Yeah, I
So
think, yeah.
we do construction, but we do machine construction. Okay, how to build the robots, not how to build a building, if that was the question. And there is some project management in digital manufacturing curriculum. But let's say that this is more something you can see also the bachelor degree. So it is, I wouldn't say that there is a large focus on project management. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And do you have any courses related to health?
well, the university has a healthcare faculty with the 3 departments included in it, but they don't deliver a specific either bachelor or master's degree taught in English. We have a very thief menu, let's say, with many different degrees, but they are all taught in Italian.
Okay, thank you.
I can say
And
just a word. We have a single class called medical physics, which is taught in English, but it's just one single class. It's not a path, a real path.
thank you. And now, how does Unimore support international students in adapting to the Italian academic environment?
Well, there is a deep net of tutoring offered by each department. Then there is the ESN, so the Erasmus Student Network, which is not only for Erasmus student, but any enrolled student can take part to their activity. And this network is meant to build a bridge between our local students and foreign students. We also have the KUS, which organizes sport activity. There is the KLA, which is the language center of the university, which delivers courses of many foreign languages and Italian language courses for foreign students. So these are the main points which I would list now.
Thank you so much. And now, how does Unimore support students in finding internships or industry placements?
So I think it's better to leave the floor to the presidents of the masters.
Okay. For what concerns my department, so engineering and digital automation engineering, we have a list of opportunities. The list is currently updated, so you just enter the website and you will see several opportunities. Then most of our classes, most of our courses will give a lecture provided by a company. So there is a company that is going to come and teach you the application of artificial intelligence or the application of optimization or the application of automation in ceramic tile. So you will get to know many companies. And also there is a dedicated day in which all companies come to the department and present themselves. Well, this year, that day was 2 weeks ago, and we had 115 companies there. So consider that we have 30 students, so we have more companies than students. Okay, 30 students per year in our degree. I hope
Thank you
that
so
was enough.
much. Yeah, of course. And there are opportunities for students to participate in research projects.
I can start. Yes, as I told before, during the master thesis, they basically have to participate in research program. Project, yeah. The idea of the master thesis is just this one, to participate in a research project under the guide of a tutor, a professor, and co-workers.
For what concerns engineering, this is usually a choice. So the internship can be made in a laboratory, either in Italy or abroad, and that will constitute a research project. Especially if you go abroad, then you go there for research. If instead you want to do something more applied, then you will do an internship in a company. And there you will do, let's say, a hands-on job on a real activity, physical activity.
Thank you. And now, is there any bachelor program for international students?
Hypothetically, any international students can enroll to an Italian either bachelor or master's degree course. We don't have at the moment bachelor degrees taught in English. There are some single courses taught in English, but mainly master courses taught in English are our focus.
Okay, thank you. And now, what international exchange programs are available for engineering students?
Sorry, can you say again? I lost the.
Yeah,
Can you
of
repeat?
course. Sorry, just 1 second. What international exchange programs are available for engineering students?
Okay, we have a large list of exchange programs that go under the Erasmus program. So just to mention a few, we have several universities in Spain, including Madrid, Barcelona, Seville, and others. We have Portugal, Porto. We have France, Paris, and many others. In Germany, we have Munich. Then we have the Netherlands. Then we have Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and that's Europe. I'm also mentioning 3 universities in Poland. And we also have exchanges with Brazil, Japan, and Australia. In Japan, we have an exchange with the University of Nagoya, where Toyota is based, by the way. And in Australia, we have exchanges with Melbourne, the Optima Research Centre, which comprises the University of Melbourne and Monash University. I'm sure I forgot a few of them, but you can see that we have a very large list.
Thank you so much. And then, is research experience something that will make an impact in admission for a Master of Science program or not really?
I don't understand because we have already a master program, and so it may be impact in the PhD in the graduate school program. Probably is meant.
Yeah.
In our case, of course, the research activity as will be evaluated if one apply for the graduate school for the PhD program. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yes.
During enrollment, when the students submit their documents, we may consider research experience. Like, suppose you don't have, I don't know, a deep knowledge of automatic control, but you have a paper on that, then you didn't get the course on automatic control, but you got a paper, then we could use the paper instead of the course. That's quite rare, let's say. But if you have papers, then I suggest you upload them during your submission.
Thank you. Next question is about PhD and doctorate. So maybe if you have any.
As I told you, yeah, we have a PhD in physics and nanoscience, which is the natural continuation of the study in physics. And every year there are applications. Right now they will open, I think, in few days at the beginning of June. And it's open, the applications are open. So there are a number of grants free, and then usually a number of grants related to specific projects. So this year it will be as a whole 11 position, 3 provided by the Ateneo and 8 by specific research project.
Also in our department, we have a PhD in engineering. It's a PhD school in engineering. It's called Industrial Innovation Engineering. And there are several topics taught, and there are some grants, more or less the same numbers that Professor Bordone gave for his course in physics.
Thank you so much. And now, last question. Can we get admission as an international student on the basis of English proficiency certificate instead of IELTS or any other test? This is a little bit more specific, so maybe Mrs. Ida can answer.
I don't know. It depends on the course. Which I emphasize is that it is always better to read the call for application. Every course has his pre-enrollment call for applications, and all these detailed information are very well listed in the call for application. It's always better to search for it on our website. It's brand new and it's really, really well done. So please, for any information, first of all, consult our website, then we have the possibility to write emails to Informa Studenti and also to write emails to the different registers office, which are also listed in each call for application.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I want to thank our fantastic guest for the interesting conversation and presentation, and thank everyone for joining us for this session. I'd like to remind everyone interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni that you can click on the link that I am sending in the chat right now and request it. Before we say goodbye, I'd like to ask our panelists if they would like to leave our participants with a message.
Okay, just say a few words and then that's us. You're very welcome to join us in UNIMORE. Personally, I believe the degrees we offer are very interesting. The classes are small and the students are well connected. When they enter, they do a WhatsApp group and they are very in touch one another during the entire career. So, in addition, the cities are very safe and you can walk all over. So that's another good condition. So feel free to join us.
I can say more or less the same thing. Also, in our case, classes are small, so it's very easy to interact with the teachers and with the other students to make friends. And the city, the lifestyle in the city is good. It's very good, and we believe that this is a very good opportunity. So we offer a strong opportunity of research, of international connections. So we believe that is a very good choice for a foreign student to pick our masters here in Modena. Thanks anyway.
Come to Unimore, we are waiting for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much again to our speakers and everyone connected with us today. And I hope to see you again in the next webinar organized by WeUni. Bye everyone and have a nice day.
Bye.